Hey guys, it's Bex here. You have been asking me to make a video about my home birth experience, my experience with hypnobirthing with baby number 5, who I delivered on September 23rd, 2014. You may know baby Annabelle from Instagram. And it's been so hard for me to put that together for you because it was just such a huge event. There are just so many words and I didn't know how to tell the story. But I was making a podcast with my friend Mike Green from Everyday Detox and the subject came up. And I actually got it out and I hope that you enjoy listening to it. This is an excerpt of that podcast and I hope you'll go and listen to the whole thing over at Everyday Detox because we also talk about nutrition and spirituality and all kinds of good stuff. And you'll find that link in the video description and across the bottom of this video. But until then, please listen to my home birth story.
Can I tell you one thing though about this baby and what I believe to be true? And I don't care if anyone thinks that I'm wrong. I believe that she is calmer, except for she wants the nurse, but she is this magical, sweet, really chill baby. I think because of my practice being so different when I was pregnant and I was meditating and I just had this happiness about me and joy about the pregnancy that I haven't had in the past. Like, you know, always happy to have kids and all that, but very different with this one. And yeah. I think that she's just, I don't know if I drew her towards me saying like, this is the person that I need in my life right now. Or she was a result of, you know, me feeling better during pregnancy, but she's awesome. I know, you just want a nurse though. You
told me, your first text to me was, this was primal. You said it was like, this was like a primal pregnancy.
Really?
Delivery.
Oh, God. Primal by meaning.
Was she born here?
She was born upstairs, yep.
Oh, that's great.
In my bed.
That's great.
It was the most beautiful day. I did hypnobirthing, and it was, I know, sweetheart. Honey, you want to just walk around with her for 2 seconds? I know, I wanted her, but now she's mad because she's sitting still and looking at Johnny Cash. I did the hypnobirthing, so the whole entire day, my husband and I labored on our own, like by ourselves. The midwives were on call. We went and visited them in the morning just to check and see where I was. And we came back to the farm and we walked around and petted the goats and took pictures. And I was, you know, getting through my labor pains or surges really peacefully, just kind of like rocking it out and taking long walks. It was such an amazing experience. I mean, this could be a whole video. I've yet to make the video for my channel. I really want to talk about this labor experience, but second stage labor, when the baby comes out, it gets raw. Like, there's no amount of hypnobirthing that's going to make it okay, but it was just really awesome. Like, I was excited about it. I was excited even about the pain.
Hypnobirthing. So this was a drug-free delivery.
Well, yeah.
And Summer was a drug-free delivery too.
Yes. Yeah. At home too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And what about the other children?
The other 3 were in a hospital, and I had 2 epidurals and then 1 without.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So drug-free delivery. What hypnobirthing? I saw the things, and it's just, you know, I'm not going to be giving birth anytime soon, so I didn't read what hypnobirthing was. But I saw that
Hypnobirthing is basically, okay, so it's hypnosis to help you through the birthing process, and all hypnosis is self-hypnosis. So people think of hypnosis as like the guy with like the watch or whatever doing something to you. Hypnosis is not that at all. It's you reframing your own thoughts with the assistance of like a guide, a hypnotherapist, hypnocoach. Mm-hmm. So
you're putting yourself there, basically.
Yeah, I put myself there, and I already had experience in hypnosis and with self-hypnosis, so I went there easily. But it's reframing things about like pain. So pain isn't scary. Like the contractions aren't scary. Rather, they're surges that bring my baby to me. It's like this reframe of thought. So
I love this already. This is some Tony Robbins stuff right here. Reframing a situation.
Well, yeah, like he didn't invent it.
No, I know, but he brought it to me.
Maybe he did hypnobirthing. No, but it's but that's all what hypnosis is. Yeah. It's just looking at a situation, whether it's a past situation or something that's going on now, and just changing your thoughts around it, but doing it in a way that's isolated. Like we can change our mind about anything at any time during the day in total consciousness, but it's that pure state when you're in hypnosis, when you're really connecting on that level. So the pain wasn't pain. Because pain is scary, right? Pain is bad. It wasn't pain. It was a feeling, a sensation that was in service to bringing my baby closer to me. And with every contraction, I knew that she was getting closer, and I was really excited. And then the visualization of my body opening up, because what happens during labor and why it's so painful and why it doesn't happen fast enough or whatever is that you're tensing up. So everything's working against each other. So your uterus is like pulling back, and like the cervix is closing. Everything's bad when you're in pain and you're afraid. Hypnobirthing just allowed me to just relax and let everything work as it should. And I had this great trust in my body that it was going to happen for me. Like this sucks, but it's doing what it's supposed to do. Just like my body, I don't love the way it looks right now, but it's in its perfect state. And oh God, it was so good. I'm like, I want to have a baby every single day. I'm actually going to I'm actually going to do my doula certification in the spring in March.
Are you really? That's great.
That I feel is like my greatest calling. That's what everything has been leading up to. Like meditation, fitness, nutrition, everything is going to come together for me to help women get through pregnancy and through the natural birthing experience in the best way possible, in the most comfortable way possible. I am like so excited.
Wow. So you entered into it. You didn't fight anything. You entered into it and surrendered to the whole process, and it made it beautiful.
Night and day, this natural birth from my last one. The last one I was very afraid. I didn't prepare. I mean, I knew my body could do it, but I was so afraid. And to have that fear removed, this time I was not afraid. I was screaming and yelling, but I was like, I just want this baby. I want to see my baby. Like, it was crazy. But it wasn't, oh my God, take me to the hospital. I can't do this. Or it hurts so bad. It wasn't that. It was just like can I get a little graphic? So there's something that happens with my body where I never dilate to 10 centimeters. I always go to kind of 9.5. And then the doctor or whatever.
So 10 is where
the baby comes out.
It's been 23 years since I had a baby, so it's 10 is where the baby comes out. Okay.
There's always like this little lip of my cervix that doesn't like happen, and so the midwife has to pull it back for me. Mm. That hurts like a mofo. Like it's like ring of fire. It's bad. So she was like, "I'm going to do it." Last time I fought her for 6 hours and said, "You're not going to do it. You're not going to touch me. You're not going to touch me." This time I was like, "Do it." Pulled me back, and it was like, bah! Baby flies out. Usually it's the head, and then it's the shoulders, and then she like a rocket, and I felt the whole thing. If I could just tell women the only reason to do it naturally, I don't even care about the drugs and whatever and getting the baby. I mean, I do care about that, but that 10 seconds where that rush, that euphoric rush of hormones and dopamine and all the natural stuff that happens.
Everything relaxes, your whole body relaxes at that point, or is it still contracting?
It's like you're flying.
Really?
It's like you're flying. So grab the baby. I see the baby. I'm like, give her to me. I grabbed her so hard that the placenta actually pulled really tight. And she was like, you have to loosen her up a little bit. I was so excited. She nursed immediately. She was wriggling and going up. She nursed. It was... Can I please have another baby right now?
She knows you're talking about her.
It was so good. It was so good. So I'm not going to do it again. I have 5 kids, but I really want to be there while other women do it and just tell them how amazing it is. How amazing it is to see what your body can do. It will change you. It's not a throwaway. It's not like, oh, whatever. If the baby comes out healthy, it's fine. However she gets here. It isn't that. It is not a throwaway. This experience, you are meant to have this experience. I'm so jacked up right now.
I can tell. I'm so glad you shared this story, though. I think a lot of people are going to really connect to it. I think a lot of women are going to connect to it.
So cool.
Because one of the things we talked about earlier today is the disconnection. Why is it so hard to know what to eat? Why is it so hard? Well, because we're disconnected, and you're talking about connecting to a very primal process. Yeah.
We're disconnected from birth. We're not, when we do the drugs and all that, we're not just disconnecting ourselves from pain. We're also disconnecting the baby from the experience. The baby gets that rush of hormones too. All of that. Why? I know you don't want to feel pain, but why rob your baby of that? It starts day one.
And what could those drugs be doing? They go into the baby.
Absolutely.
I mean, what could that's got to be?
Your doctor will say that they won't. And this is one part where I will just say don't listen to your doctor, because the drugs do go to the baby, and there is a difference in the baby and their behaviors afterwards, especially immediately after when they need to nurse. Mm-hmm. And so many women have issues with milk supply and the baby being awake enough to nurse so that if you don't get it in those first few days, then you might have missed it completely.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You're saying because if you don't start the process, it won't continue. There was a big controversy with Nestle about this because they pushed a formula in, I don't remember where it was, but I think it was a third world country, and they got all these women on it. And then when the women ran out of money to buy the formula, their breasts couldn't produce milk anymore.
They also didn't have enough clean water supply to be able
to mix it.
There was a whole bunch of issues happening there, but and Nestle won't stop.
They keep making that.
Yeah, they're still doing the same stuff. But yeah, so natural birth, it's so exciting.
No, that's epic.
And it's not, and I don't feel special in that regard. I'm just like another woman. Like, women are being told that they can't do it, and the percentage of women who can't do it, either have a natural birth or can nurse, is so small. With nursing specifically, it's under 5%. So women, and every woman I meet is the exception. They're saying, like, I couldn't nurse. I'm meeting way too many. I'm meeting way more than 5% of the women. They're saying they can't nurse. And the numbers show that women aren't nursing. They're just being told wrong. It's not them having bad intentions or being lazy or whatever. It's definitely not their bodies failing them. It's their doctors failing them. It's just the media failing them. There's a lot of things that are going wrong. And I just want to be the voice that says, you can do it. You were made to do this. So. Did
you ever see the film Babies?
With the 3 babies around the world?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you remember they had, I think it was Africa, one of the countries in Africa, and the baby was like chewing on a rock and like grabbing its mom and
like pooping, and she would like wipe it on her leg.
She'd wipe it right off her leg. Like it was not, though, I mean, that child probably knows what to eat more than we do. And when you see what happens with the Japanese baby and the American baby, it's like, because you don't know what to do. You're just like sterilized in this thing with this fake light on you. And it's like, you're not in a natural environment from the start. Of course we're disconnected.
The one part of my life where I'm so connected, and it's like it's completely unpolluted, is my connection with this baby, even more so than any other baby, just because I'm open to it. Even her poop smells good to me and triggers a response hormonally in me that I've never experienced before. Like, I smell her poop, it smells sweet to me, and it feels like I need to be close to her because I have to clean her up. And her breath after I breastfeed her is intoxicating. I can hardly put it into any other words.
That's not weird to me at all. I think when people eat well and the babies are breastfeeding and eating the right stuff, I've always noticed that baby poop doesn't smell bad. Babies that have like formula and weird foods and things, and the parents eat weird foods, it smells horrible. It smells like fucking dog shit sometimes, and you're like, whoa, change that baby. But it's not. That's not the normal smell of crap.
But it's like I'm making something, like all breast milk is different. Like none of it is, formula is a formula. Yeah. All breast milk is different. So it's all good for you though. Like we like trade and stuff. I was nursed off of my aunt when my mother got sick. So she like played wet nurse for a little bit and nursed me. So that was cool. Hold
on. Was your aunt breastfeeding at the time?
Yes.
Okay.
She was breastfeeding my cousin.
I don't know. Look,
I'm sorry.
I was ready to be fascinated. No, I was like, wow, you can do that?
No.
I didn't know. No, okay.
I mean, you can do. People have done that, but she didn't do that. She was nursing my cousin.
People have done that. They hadn't been pregnant, and they start producing milk.
There was just a really interesting story about a lesbian couple who had a baby, and both of them were nursing the baby. Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know that was possible.
It is possible.
I know that women's periods sync up, and there's definitely connection there. I know that I've known that, but did not know.
It's a long process of like having a baby suckle and do like the whole thing, but yeah, milk will come.
And your body knows when the it's interesting. Earlier today, you were like, no, I know that she's
about to wake up because I was filling up. We're on a schedule together, but yeah, so her breath smells so good, and I smell it, and I'm like, oh, but. That's the connection. That's what we need. And I think that this is what women are not told happens. This is what happens. That you will become so hyper connected, and you become connected to your baby. You become more connected with yourself. We're supposed to have this relationship. This is the miracle of the biology and the physicality of being here. And these are the experiences that we're supposed to experience to feed our soul. When I say, we are not our bodies, but who are we without them? Like, it has to happen. This is a spiritual experience that I'm having that I could not have if I didn't have a body. I like want to go smell her breath right now.
Well, let's
I just talked so long about the baby.
Thank you for sharing that. No, that was powerful. That was good stuff.
Thanks so much for watching. Remember to view that entire podcast. Head on over to youtube.com/everydaydetox. I'd love for you to stick around and watch some more of my videos, especially the ones with Mike. He has so much knowledge to offer. And if you are so inclined and you like free goodies and you like hearing from me, you can head on over to BEXLIFE.com and sign up for my weekly newsletter. You'll get all kinds of fun stuff in your inbox from me every single week. So I love you guys, and I will see you soon in another BEXLIFE video.